Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And this is the very first video I am recording for my YouTube channel. So your feedback is very important. Let me know in comments how you feel about this video. So I have chosen the topic as AI because I know these days the AI is everywhere. So if anybody who wants to know the AI terms and technologies, this video is for you. It's a big technology and that covers a lot of things. It it has a big umbrella underhood, many terms like data science, machine learning, lot of things are coming, right? So let's begin. So AI, what I think it's kind of the components. So first of all, to know the AI, you should know its components. So very first components of the AI is the data, right? Everyone know what is the data, right? So data, like it can be of any form, like the raw data, kind of like text, images, numbers used to train and operate AI models. So the data can be of any form, right? It can be from the row 1 to row millions, billions, petabytes of data, right? And the data contains the actual information, right? And it is a main, it is a kind of the fuel which every AI engine needs. So the types of data in the today worlds. So basically we have three kind of data. So one is structured data. The structure means it has the proper schema and it can be loaded to the database where you will see the rows, kind of the row, the columns and the rows, right? So this is a form of structured data. A semi-structure. So as you can understood by the name, like half of the information is structured and half of the information is unstructured. So basically, if you see JSON, right? So JSON is the only format these days, which is so JSON is the format which is being used by a lot of web applications, lot of web APIs. That is the only format of text that has been used by the API. So whenever you think of a JSON, the very first thing comes to your mind should be the API data, or it can be anything which has been used in web app. Okay. Now coming to the third one, now that's unstructured. So the unstructured means data is in form of images, is in form of audio, is in form of video. So basically it does not have any such kind of data type that can be seen by your eyes, right? So the format of unstructured data is basically always binary, or sometimes it will be structured plus semi-structured like the PDF files. And so the unstructured also means that it does not have schema. Okay. So coming to the role. So we know what is data, right? We know what is data. Data is a kind of fuel that every AI engine needs, and it has many forms like structured, unstructured, semi-structured data, right? Now, what is the role of AI in this term? So data is being used by the AI like algorithms to determine how an AI system learn from data, right? Yeah. And it can make reasons or predictions or decisions, right? So this is the very much fuel that is required. Okay. So second terms is the model. Okay. So for model, like a train algorithm that has learned patterns from data and can make prediction on then generate output. So it it takes the data, right? Now you give this data to your machine and it gives you the output, right? So here, if you see this part, so this is algorithms. So this complete part is your model. Okay. So for example, a language model like anything kind of just think about ChatGPT or something, image classification model or like recommendation systems. So language model like LLM, that is GPT, right? And image classification model, image classification, right? Or it can be recommendation systems. Okay. So these are like the model part. What is the role of model? So model is nothing but the brain of AI. Brain of AI plus blood of AI. This is data. This is model. So these together is form of AI. Okay. So we discuss about data, we discuss about model. Now coming to the third point. Third is very important, that is infrastructure. Without infrastructure, able to run anything, right? So this is hardware plus software that runs and train AI. Hardware like GPUs or TPUs, graphical processing unit, software like frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, Hugging Face. So when we talk about hardware, it's kind of like GPU, graphical processing unit, or TPU, tensor processing units. So there is GPU and TPU. These are the two kind of hardware systems which is present to give the infrastructure to run the AI. Now coming to the software, that is a framework. So for software, it is like TensorFlow, okay, and that is TensorFlow, and also we have Hugging Face. So don't worry about the infrastructure, just think about the infrastructure is required to run and train AI. And this is hardware and software. Hardware part is kind of like some kind of processing unit, like we have CPUs. So there are like graphics processing unit, TensorFlow processing unit, software framework that helps to run the models, to develop the models, and to train the data, to train the models, and to train the models based upon the data. And these are the example of the software. So the role of infrastructure is processing large data set to optimize model. So infrastructure runs, train, optimize model. We learn about the data. We learn about the data, the models, the infrastructure. So what is the inference engine in case of AI? The system that runs a trained model to make prediction or generate output on new data. Okay, so you have a trained model. Okay, that this model is already trained on some GPU plus some framework and plus some data. It is already trained. Okay, now you are, this data is the historical data. Okay, now you are running this model and you are providing a new data. Okay, now it will give some output, right? So this is a data which has been used for training model, but this data is a new data to run and to predict how these models are behaving on new data. So for example, you ask a question. So if you ask a question, so for example, when you ask me a question, the inference engine processes your input and generate a response. So the main part of inference engine is to apply these train models into the real time scenarios, like real world scenarios. So you took the train model, you apply the real scenarios. Okay, so you took the train model, you apply the real scenario. This part, this part will be done inside the inference engine. So inference engine is nothing but a system that runs a train model to make prediction or generate output on new data. So we learned about data, we learned about models, we learned about infrastructure, and we learned about inference engine, right? We have covered all these component, right? Now coming to the next component, which is definitely you need UI to make it more user friendly, right? Okay, so the way user interact with AI systems is using UI, right? So a user is interacting with AI system that can be done with the help of UI. Chatbots, right? The UI can be voice assistants. The UI can be web app. Role is like makes AI accessible and user friendly, right? Okay, to give you the recap, the date we have data. Data goes to algorithm. Okay, algorithm gives applied on models. Model needs infrastructure. Once the infrastructure is completed, this is a part of this is a part of training. Now we have inference systems that give us the output on the new data after we apply the training models, right? Now after that we have the final UI which connects all these things, correct? Now the last point I would like to share is the feedback. It's kind of mechanism to improve the AI performance by collecting user feedback on new data. So when user read a recommendation system, the system refines its suggestions. It's kind of like ensure continuous learning and adaptations. So to recap this lecture, we have data. Data is the oil of Data is the oil of AI systems, and data can be of any form. It can be form of structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data, right? Now once we have the data, we need to use this data in form of some models. or like in form of some models. So there we need algorithms, right? So algorithms, it's a mathematical instruction and like for example or rules that process data to achieve a goal, right? I'm not going into deep some kind of algorithms. Just think about present in today's world that is applied to this data, right, to do something. So these part we do in models. Okay, so models are the trained algorithm that has learned patterns. So model learns patterns, right, from the data and can make prediction on generate output. To run these models and data, we need a infrastructure. Now, once we have the infrastructure, we combine infrastructure and everything and we give it to the inference systems. So inference systems can be anything, like it can be on cloud, it can be your servers, and you have your data. Now once you have everything, now it's time to launch these AI applications. So you need a UI. UI can be a web app, a chatbot, or like it can be like mobile app. Okay. Now once we have UI, then to make the systems component more reliable, scalable, and robust, we need a feedback loop. So feedback loop, I don't want to dive into very much deep. Just think about like feedback loops are kind of like get the feedbacks, get the estimate, get the kind of percentage, how much your models are impacting. So if your percentage are higher, you are getting the good throughput and for the performance of your model is very good, then this models is fine. So there should be some threshold values for the loops, right? So it continuously enhance and ensure the adoption for this data on these models. So if you would like to know about the more AI related stuffs and technologies programmings, please like, subscribe and follow my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.